So it's cool having you guys come by from Blade to video a little bit. I'm not usually here finishing knives, but these sheaths just got finished last week, and this is our new USMC fighter, clearly an homage to the World War II fighting knife made famous by several companies, some of which are here at the show. We weren't really trying to do a knockoff. I'm on this kind of retro kick right now, and I was trying to do a fun, like, hey, you wouldn't take your grandfather's gun to war, why should you take his knife? And that's what the spirit of this whole thing was about. It was about not making a knife during World War II rationing of materials and for as cheap and quick as possible. Making a knife, spare no expense, use the ultimate material, and I think what we've come up with is something pretty unique in the marketplace. It's not just another hilt fighting knife. It's a beast. It's got a familiar look to the Western mind and eye, but it's got a totally different feel to it. It's an asymmetrical grip, so it's really meant to saddle into the hand. As you can see, it's got a bit of a first finger choil in the grip. The really unique things about this knife, besides the fact that it's S35VN and titanium components, is that this hilt has no constriction point. It seems like nothing, and people blow through this, but let me hammer through it. These knives that I've broken, and everybody I've known has carried these knows about these little weaknesses on this style of knife. When you have a knife that necks down to a little waist and then goes down through a leather grip, you have a weak point, which I call a constriction right here. And so what I did to come up with a change to that is I use a concept from aviation design, from aerospace design. I use this radiused edge, which you see along here to give you this kind of familiar presence in the hand. I put the same radius at the top and bottom of where this hilt joins into the knife. What this is two interlocking pieces of titanium that screw together, and they're exceedingly tough. They create no constriction point on the blade, and now for the very first time you have a full hilt and pommel handle construction fighting knife that's got a 100% unrestricted tang all the way through it. Now 1/4 inch S35VN, anybody could do a little bit of math, a little bit of material research, and find out the knife's got amazing strength properties, and that was the kind of design zeitgeist for the whole knife. Instead of doing a clip point, which is more of an old-fashioned style Bowie, I did this drop point with a false edge on it. Gave it some of the familiar look, and I put a lot of Medford Knife design sentiment to it. And then the leather sheath, we have this made here in the U.S. and these are handmade, and it's American leather, top grain cowhide. It's a fantastic, expensive, old-fashioned way of making a leather sheath that most guys don't want to spend the money on anymore, and it makes for this fantastic package. Paracord leg lanyard, little dual tie at the top for secondary retention, and I think all total what you get is every generation has a big improvement on the last generation, whether it's firearms or knives, and I think this is a big generational improvement. We're really proud of it, the team and the precision that it takes to make a knife like this in a little company like ours. It's all done in-house and pretty awesome, and we're really proud of it. So that's USMC Fighter by Medford Knife and Tool, Phoenix, Arizona, 100% made in the USA, because buy the way you believe.